Mr.
I call
Chairman.
the member Catherine Delahunty.
He mihi nui, kia koutou katoa. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak on this bill. As a grandmother, it is very close to my heart. And I know there are many parents, uncles, aunties and others in the House tonight who understand the importance of what we're doing. Just as important as talking about war is talking about babies. Just as important. I'd like to start by just acknowledging in Clause 4 that the measure of a civilised society is how it treats its mothers and children. And so tonight should be the greatest opportunity we've had in a long time. And I'd like to thank Sue Moroney for her commitment to this bill. It's been a difficult and arduous journey championing the members' bill, but I think many of us have appreciated it. And what's more, many people outside this House, no matter what happens to this bill, will remember that Sue Moroney, her party and others of us have consistently supported the importance of paid parental leave as a reasonable and at an evidence-based level. So good on Sue and good on all who are supporting the bill tonight. And I know that some others have looked in there and contributions to logic. They've wondered what the logic of the National Party position is. Well, I wouldn't want to waste time on that. There isn't any logic to the position because basically there is no way to refute the evidence that's been presented to the Select Committee. There's no way to refute the economic investment argument, to refute the health argument, or the common civilisation argument. There just isn't. So basically, don't look for logic. You won't be disappointed. They know that this bill is a good idea. They're just too mean to do it. So sometimes meanness overwhelms everything. And tonight, unfortunately, including the SOP, which is a big compromise on behalf of the promoter of the bill, there's just too much meanness on one side of the House to be able to see it through. And it will be remembered. It will be recalled that people in this country will see this as an opportunity, as we've taken opportunities in this House in my time of being here, which we've been proud of, all of us. Marriage equality was a great moment in this House. But this could be of equal importance, a great moment for our children, which some of us are prepared to take and others not. So it is pretty disappointing. I'd just like to talk briefly about the SOP because I can understand why the promoter of the bill has supported it, because it's kind of difficult, though, to pick the most vulnerable in this situation because, and I think that the promoter of the bill, I think Sue's done a good job of that, Sue Moroney, but actually sometimes it's the first baby that's the hardest. I'm not saying twins or multiple births would ever be easy. I would never say that having a child with a disability was easy. I have family members who have that experience. And I would always support the idea that money, when you've got newborn children and little babies, makes a difference. We can romanticise it all we like, but the reality is we need money when we've got little children because we need somebody to commit to those children and we need somebody to be able to afford to in the whānau, in the family. And we have great literature and art around the world about the Madonna and child. Great romanticism. Every Mother's Day, there's cards full of saccharine lyrics about the wonders of motherhood. But what we really need is paid parental leave so that mothers or fathers, but particularly mothers at the beginning, can do the job. And the job is to be there, to feed that baby, and to give that baby an opportunity to start in life and get the best start. So it is really ironic that the mean-spirited government won't support this because we don't need the card so much on Mother's Day. We don't need motherhood and apple pie. We need paid parental leave. And we need, if this Parliament was prepared to support that, if the government would support the rest of us, we would be demonstrating the respect that parents are due and that children are due. Culturally, it's interesting because historically around the world, many societies regard the time when the child is born and is little as a sacred time. And having been through that myself, I understand what that's like. It's a unique time in the life of a family. It's the precious time that you want to give time to and you need to give time to. It's also a fragile time. And I really want to acknowledge Matiria Ture for pointing out that even with this bill, we would not be meeting the needs of the poorest people on benefits because they wouldn't be recipients of paid parental leave. And to remember the consequences for all of us when we don't look after everybody, every whānau at this most fragile time. Now, some cultures, the woman doesn't leave the house for 40 days. Wise women come to the house with food. The woman is regarded as in a sacred space where she's learning to bond with her child. In other cultures, there are only certain foods that she's allowed to eat. But the point is, in those cultures,
the
Mr.
member's
Chair,
time is expired.